My name is Brian Knarr.
Can you tell me a little bit about your job and what it entails?
Sure. So I'm a researcher here at STAR, and I work with musculoskeletal modeling and rehabilitation. So I spend a good amount of my time doing computer modeling and working with post-stroke individuals, but I also work with several other types of individuals that come through here. So one of the main things we do is focus on stroke research and rehabilitation for individuals that have experienced a stroke. Personally, I work mainly with musculoskeletal modeling, which involves building computer simulations of these individuals during gait, and that involves predicting how their muscles actually work and are actually being used during walking. And that can differ quite a bit from how normal, healthy walking can look. Mechanical engineering was always an interest for me in high school, and as I went through undergrad, I was exposed to sort of the biomedical and biomechanical engineering field, and I found that was a very interesting application of a lot of the same principles as mechanical engineering.
What inspired you to get to this specific field?
Sure. So, as I said, a lot of my background was interest in engineering, and when I was an undergraduate, I had a few professors that were involved in this field of biomedical engineering, and I remember one of them told me an interesting perspective on the field, saying that there's still so much we don't know about the human body and how it works, and there's so much potential to learn in this field that it really kind of struck me as an exciting opportunity.
Tell us pretty specifically about what you do on a day-to-day basis.
So a typical day for me involves a combination of collaboration and kind of individual work at a computer. I do a lot of computer coding, a lot of integration of engineering science into computer programs, building these musculoskeletal models of human gait, as well as working with a lot of physical therapy focused work, working with the clinic, trying to integrate the models and the principles that we highlight with our code that is not able to be done in real-world situations, and how we can integrate that into the clinic to improve the rehabilitation of subjects. My grandfather had a series of mini strokes that affected his ability to get around and to function cognitively, and that happens in a lot of families. You often see a lot of issues with the elderly that pop up that we try to tackle and try to help improve their lives any way we can. I think anytime you run into a difficulty or a challenge in what you're currently doing, something else can often look more appealing or easier at the time. But that's when you have to rely on kind of your support structure of your friends and your family to remind yourself about, why am I doing this? Why am I having to confront this challenge versus taking an easier way out? And looking at the overall goal of what you can accomplish in the future can often help that as well. Okay. So a lot of the modeling and computer work that I do focuses on building these models for a specific individual. How can we parameterize this model? How can we construct this model so that it best reflects a single individual and not necessarily a group whole? And by doing this, we can look at the results for a single individual on how a rehabilitation may affect them, and prescribe a certain type of rehabilitation that would best benefit that individual. Yeah, so I think that success can be measured in a lot of different ways, whether it's moving on from high school to college, to a graduate program, to a PhD. But there's also successes in every day, every little challenge that you accomplish, and everything you overcome. Personally, there's been a lot of times where figuring out problems in code or figuring out a way to best represent a type of rehabilitation that we do in a computer, in a model. Anytime we overcome that or figure out a better way to do something, that's a success that I think has to be counted along the way. Success is measured by, are we helping people? And if anything I can do or anything this field can do to improve the way that someone lives their life, that's absolutely the biggest measure of success we can have. The biggest thing I can say is, if you like a challenge and if you like to help people and you find it rewarding when people appreciate what you do for them, then the medical field is an incredible source of that.